what's going on, everybody? Let's do an update. We're in the we're in the BBB buyback process. So basically, during the process, your caseworker gives you the opportunity to let the dealership, basically giving them one last chance to resolve the issue. In turn, the dealership calls one of their specialty mechanics. That's beyond me. I would assume that all these goddamn mechanics are equally certified in fixing your Ford vehicle. What they call an engineering specialist, okay? And in my city, there happened to be a local one, so there wasn't no need for one to fly out. But I've seen stories where they kind of fly out to your area if there's none in your area. But I live in Las Vegas, and I've been going through this process for a few months now. I attempted the Ford in-house buyback program. They denied my claim. They tried to say, oh yeah, your car doesn't fit the profile for, your issues don't fit the profile for a lemon law. And I'm like, you guys are full of crap, and you know it. So I'm going to the BBB, and I turned in all my paperwork, with BBB, and they were like, yeah, your car qualifies for a buyback. Absolutely, it does. And I'm like, yes, I know it did. So a little slap in their face, but at the same time, during the process, they you got to kind of give them, like my caseworker said, hey, it's in your best interest if you give them one last opportunity to resolve this issue. Now, I've been doing this like 7 times now or something, okay? Well, and this time they were going to send out a specialist, and they did. And what they ended up replacing was probably like the last thing I would have expected them to replace. I don't know, according to the parts, what is it, the guy that checks you in basically just writes up your concerns about your warranty and hands it off to the mechanics. That guy, I want to say, I think a service rep, maybe, something like that, I don't know. You just drop your car off to him. He takes pictures and logs it in the computer, and that's it. So that guy told me that the steering gear in the truck was replaced. That the inspector found, by the way, I dropped this off last Thursday, and today is September 24th at 2:32. Last Thursday, so it's been like 4 or 5 days, since then. So 5, 6 days, something like that. And they gave me a rental, that was nice. I wouldn't say it's a perk, but at least I wasn't without a car like I always am every time I drop it off. But so the guy came and replaced the steering gear. I don't know, in my mind I was like, well, is that the steering box? Are you referring to the steering box, like the whole mechanical thing, or like some kind of gear? I'm sure there's like a lot of gears in the steering somewhere. I didn't specify what gear. It doesn't say, but it does have a part number for the gear, and according to them, it was like $3,000. According to the parts, not the specialist, but the parts guy that checks you, not the parts guy, just service representative guy that checks you in, said it was like $3,000 job. Sorry for the text messages. There's like kind of nothing I can do. I'm on my cell phone. So, and he said, well, they found something wrong because they don't like to spend money. So on this paper right here, which is the invoice and the work order for all the parts and the work that was performed, has all the work that was performed, okay, and the part numbers and everything that was done to the truck, okay. So just in case anybody, let's just say hypothetically this works, in which I am highly optimistic that it will, that this is going to be the long-term solution for this problem. I was guessing that it was going to either be the transmission, the transfer case, something like that, somewhere along the immediate lines of the drivetrain. And they came up with the steering gear in here. Okay, I don't see how the steering gear is going to cause the transmission to not allow drive modes. is beyond me, but hey, they're computer systems and everything's integrated, together in the truck, right? So maybe this goes, maybe the transmission goes, I don't know. So you guys can give me your thoughts on this, because what I'm gonna do is I have been getting a lot of feedback from everybody. Sorry guys, text messages. But I've been getting a lot of feedback in regards to this issue. I'm not alone. And I would like to, say like, hey, I won the lottery on a jacked up truck, brand new, but I'm not alone. There's actually a lot of people that are having this issue with their trucks. Okay, and if this work performed, let's say that's what fixes it. Again, I don't think so, but I hope so. Let's say that's the problem. Then we've just figured out the root of it. So no more bringing your guys' trucks to the dealership and going through all the agony that I'm having, because if you guys are having the same problem, then what's in that report right there is most likely the cause of it. So in that report, it says that he found some gearing that was inside the steering. Like it has a part numbers for everything, and the work performed, but it doesn't specify what gear, so the gearing inside the steering column somewhere to do with a steering that was improperly built at the factory. That's exactly what it says in that report. So I'm going to scan it, I'm going to add it to this video so you guys will be able to pause it and look for yourselves to see whether or not, like, hey, maybe this can help you guys with your problem if you're having the same problem. So I'd like to say that this is going to be it, but Jesus, people, man, there's a reason I'm not answering my phone, but I hope to save somebody out there a lot of like agony or and time with this whole ordeal, because you could very well just print out or say, hey, there's this guy on YouTube that he had the same exact problem, and this is how it's fixed. So apparently there's some of these gears or this part that misbuilt or something at the factory, and I don't know how. He doesn't say how he found it or all that stuff. This says inspection, so I'm not even sure whether or not they found stored codes in the system yet. I literally just got the truck back. I'm on the freeway right now. I'm probably like 10 miles away from the dealership. Here's what really gets me. I'm probably about, at least about 10 or 12 miles from the dealership where I had it worked on. I dropped it off with 10,959 miles. And they had it for like 5 or 6 days. It's got 10,974.8 miles right now, and I'm almost 15 miles away from the dealership. I'm like a good 20 minutes away right now. So that tells me, like, damn, when I left that dealership, 10,900, it must have only 5 or 6 miles on it. So that tells me they didn't really test drive it at all. If anything, they probably just moved it in and out of the shop and moved it around a whole lot of times, and that's about it. They probably didn't test drive it at all. It doesn't. And if they did, it was around the dealership. Well, the speed limit around that dealership is only 25 miles an hour. So, I don't know. I don't see that they actually put a lot of emphasis into actually physically test driving the vehicle. So, I'm led to believe they plugged it into a computer, moved it around a whole bunch, and initially maybe found codes or didn't, but in further inspection they found that there was a misbuilt steering gears or something inside here somewhere, and that's the problem. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut you guys off, let you go. I don't know. I'll do a recap once I speak to the Better Business Bureau and let you know what they say, or whether or not I have any further options after this. Like, I'm pretty optimistic about this, even, I don't know. I hope it's the problem, but then again, I doubt it. I think they're just grasping at straws, and at which point something had to physically get replaced. And the guy, they don't like spending money, so if there was something broke or, that wasn't right, they're going to fix it. So Jeez, man, I'm gonna freaking block that dude. So, if that's the case, then it helps you out, and my problem is resolved. I don't know. I personally don't think so. So we'll see in the end. But the problem typically will come back within 100 or 200 miles. It kind of just spontaneously, intermittently happens out of nowhere. I could literally stop the truck, like as an instance, like I could stop the vehicle and park and everything's fine. Come back out to start the truck the next day, and it has all these problems on the computer. So and I just started. I haven't even sat in the damn thing. I just start the vehicle, or and it's just sitting there. I haven't even driven it yet, and it's already flashing all this stuff. So I don't know how the steering. This doesn't make sense to me. I stopped, everything was cool. I start the vehicle the next day, and then the steering gears or something are causing these sensors to go off, which I don't know how. I don't see that really feasible, but maybe somebody out there can give me some insight. Why don't you just give me your ideas and tell me what's on your mind? Because there's quite a few people that have emailed me, sent me private messages. They want to know what the hell is going on with this advanced traction control system, and your vehicle basically locks you out of your transmission or engine drive modes. So you're not able to go into like eco mode. You're not able to tow anything. You're basically locked out of your vehicle, which renders the physical capabilities of the truck just useless. There's nothing that you could do. You could drive it, but you can't use anything in the damn truck. So hopefully this is a problem, and if it is, and I hope it helps everybody out here, but if not, I will definitely be vlogging about this, because trust me, I'm not gonna get stuck with a $50,000 damn lemon. Hell no. But anybody going through the buyback process right now, I'm just gonna give you the heads up. It's more like a warning. Don't think that this process is gonna be like a one and done. The only time I could really see this process being just a basically one and done is if your engine like just completely fails or explodes, or your transmission, in which case they're probably just going to replace the engine or transmission, right? Because but if you're having some kind of awkward problems with these computers that are going on in these trucks, then it's probably going to be a long haul for you. And I don't know whether or not a lot of people are willing to go through that. I mean, I've actually talked to somebody that had some intermittent problems with a Jeep. It was some Jeep Rubicon or something. He paid 50 grand, 50, 60 grand for this thing. And it's the same, not the same drive because it's a Jeep, but intermittent computer problems. It was doing acting all funny. Well, the guy had tons of money, but at the same time, he just said, I'm not even going to bother with the buyback process. It's too much of a headache. He just took like a $15,000 hit. It was a brand new Jeep too. And he kept taking it back. I think it was in there for a couple months or whatever, but they just did not want to, on their own behalf, they didn't just want to accept it and trade him out of it or buy it back from him. They just gave him, he eventually just let it go, and that was that. He let him have it back, and he didn't buy a Jeep. Until you didn't buy a Jeep, he bought a freaking Honda. So I talked to that guy. There's a lot of people that have this issue. So they're having advanced traction control issues and computer issues and drive mode issues, or like, it's just weird, man. I don't understand how this gear, whatever gear in here, I'll try and do some more research, is going to cause the engine light to come on, the transmission light to come on. What else comes on? A little monkey wrench down there, like in this RPM gauge. That'll come on. What else? Obviously the advanced traction control system will come on. It'll start cycling through all the modes that are not available, which is all of them. There's none of them are available. So yeah, that'll be interesting. to see how this turns out. All right, I don't want to keep this video forever. I can talk my head off forever, but I'm just bored driving. So here's the papers. I'm gonna scan them, and here they are, so you can take a look for yourself. I'm gonna black out my personal information, but you'll see the gist of everything else that you need to know if you are having these problems. Here they are.